So, good morning. Question I had was, seeing my parents the way they are scares me. Is there anything I can do to improve my memory, increase my memory, prevent cognitive decline, basically is what we're saying. You know, you look at Alzheimer's, dementia. It's a really good question. There's been quite a lot of research on it actually as well. And I actually interviewed, good morning, Joss, someone on the podcast about polyphenols a while ago who's a researcher. They were more looking at polyphenols from a point of view of sports performance. But if we take a step back on here, I totally get how hard that is. And if you look at dementia, Alzheimer's, there's no like medication that people take. There's no like vaccine, if you like, that people take for it. So it's very much like anything you do nutritionally and lifestyle wise is going to help. And it's quite promising when you look at the research, actually, to think that there's no drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, nothing that's been approved to say, yeah, take this and this will prevent dementia, Alzheimer's. Before I go into that though, just know that obviously, hey Joanne, exercising daily is going to be a good thing. Just general exercise, well-being, fitness level, keeping your blood sugar levels in check. You know, there's a lot of look at insulin resistance around the brain as well. Keeping it a relatively healthy weight is going to help with this as well. That's linked with everything. But before I go into that, is there anything you can do, something you can apply today? Well, there's some quite promising research in all age groups, actually, from 5 to 7-year-olds all the way up to 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 50-year-olds, in polyphenols. More specifically, the type of polyphenols found in like blueberries and grapes is probably where a lot of the twisted interpretation of research comes about wine, right? Because of the polyphenols, which are reducing agents, a bit like antioxidants, but not antioxidants. And they show that people generally have better, in shorter term studies, better reaction times. They can better recall, concentration levels, and they show this in kids as well, with like blueberries, red grapes, things like that. The other one might surprise you. So then they look at more like longer term studies. Remember, this isn't causation, this is just linked. So people eat higher levels of polyphenols, and they're found generally in fruit and vegetables as well. So the higher fruit and veg intake, generally the better in terms of cognitive function as well. But more specifically, when they look at like, sounds odd, but like blueberries and grapes, there seems to be potentially something there, which is quite exciting. I'm not saying it's a cure or anything, but the coolest one, for me anyway, is a lot of people try and give up coffee. And there's something called chlorogenic acid in coffee, which is actually a polyphenol. And again, they show that there's a link between 2 to 4 cups of coffee a day can help with this, like cognitive decline, can help prevent cognitive decline. And also, obviously, that's independent of caffeine in the coffee. So obviously, caffeine's going to help your cognitive performance as well. We know that. Helps with concentration, helps with energy levels, even can help kind of reduce increase our pain threshold. So if you're exercising and you have a coffee before with some caffeine in, technically, you may just be able to push through a little bit harder. But there's all these benefits with that. And we know that provides short-term and longer-term. Of course, you can overdo anything. You know, overdo blueberries, you might get a shock in the toilet. Sorry if that's a bit early. Overdo coffee, and that impact your sleep. If that impacts your sleep, your recovery is impaired, and all these things. But I just wanted to share that, as it came up yesterday in a Q&A, and it did come up with a lot of people then. A lot of people felt the same. Yeah, we got talking to one person about kind of just the stages of life. Like, you go through life in terms of being young, then you're a bit older, you have kids, more responsibility, then you end up looking after parents if they're still around and stuff like that. And people were talking about their stresses, their worries, and what they're going for and anything they can do. And I guess it's great that we're more focused on health, and as we are able to live longer, we want to increase our longevity, and there's a lot of research going on this. And yeah, like I said, it's not eat some blueberries and that's all good, but it's things that you can do, and it's nice to know that there's mechanisms behind the fruit and veg, right? Like, not just eat vegetables, whatever. but actually, you know, this is how the mechanism is working, and it's quite nice to see some research back that up as well, and even in kids as well who struggle to concentrate. And that's where, you know, maybe getting smoothies involved in that is quite a good thing, like blending up some frozen blueberries and things like that. You know, it's worth doing, isn't it? Worst case, they've got some load of vitamin C and some nutrients in there and some antioxidants in there. Best case, who knows, it might help their concentration and memory. So that's a little one for you today. I hope that helps. If you found that helpful, feel free to share, like it. And any questions, let me know. I will be doing a talk soon on comfort eating, and more around feeling in control again. So look out for that. I will confirm dates. Next week's our last week to join our reboot program. So from Monday that week, next week is the last week to join that. Anyway, if you want more information on that, just send me a message. Have a awesome Wednesday, and I'll see you soon. Take care.